Okay, it wants the current time. What is the current time? The current time is 12. Oh, what? Okay. Confirmed. Okay. And we're playing, I think. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Okay. Wait. The screen is on the screen, is on the screen, is on the screen. Okay, wow. That's a thing. Okay. Sure, let's begin the game. Let's have a look. The end is never the end is never the end. Oh my god.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, I think we're playing. We are. Okay. So I know a little bit about this game. It's a game with lots of options and lots of endings. That's as much as I know. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, I can push buttons. Can I turn them on? No, just turn it off. Okay. Oh. It's back there. Okay, this is a little weird, but cool.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah, okay. I get it. I get it. So choice. What do we do? If we follow the narrator or not to? Maybe we'll follow it for the first one. Through. Okay. Can't open any of these doors. Seems to be a thing.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Monday, weekly target admin marketing days, legal, group 41, 46, 40. Okay, that's weird. Office party. Okay, group floor 4XX meeting room. Rest in peace frame. Frame. Okay. The rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please stop. Please no more charts, I'm begging. The boss pressure on your boss pressure. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Philanthropic return to your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. You ever find yourself in conflict with other entities? Okay. What are your dreams of the future? Success, plant life, a boat, pollution. What? Tips on not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work and all the time, every day, with no exception of expectation of promotion or recognitions. How to solve dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passively, aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Let it ball up inside. Oh, Jesus Christ. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. What the? Are you serious? Oh my God. Okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. So I'm unique, apparently. Number of slides on this slide. Slide chart. Slides and charts. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy things, more things, graphs about things and money. Okay. Oh! It opened.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Apparently I'm going back on track.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we're going up. And we can't see out the window. Okay, that's... Can't open that door. Okay. Oh. Which way is to the boss's office? Executive bathroom. Okay. Oh. Okay. I wanted to see myself. That looks European. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Okay. Oh. Very high ceilings. This is feeling very...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Oh, well, I'm not going to...
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. Oh, this looks like some prey stuff. There's a building behind the building. Link Plus. What is Link Plus? Okay. Nope. Button? Yep. We're going down. Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. One-way ride, apparently.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Okay. I'm confuzzled.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This looks like a cross between Cerebro from X-Men and the Architect from The Matrix. Okay. Lighting's very cool though. I'm still confused. Hang on. So just a big button, okay?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wait, I'm 427. There's me. That is my office. Okay. Didn't see any cameras when I was there. That's weird. Oh, fired. Fired. Oh. Why are those ones all the way up there? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Console disabled. It looks like someone's already done that though. What's that say? 0142. Is that relevant? Okay, what is this? One. It's 5. Oh, hang on, that's number 5. Okay. It's number 3. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3's over there. So where's 4? It's 5. Oh, 4's up there. Oh. How do I get up there? Can I get up there? Okay, I'll try this. Don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I think I'll just go forward. Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
But is me following that just a sense of control?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, but if things happen the way they're meant to happen, didn't I just follow? Right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna try the escape run.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, let's try the escape run.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be?
This is
In
different.
fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. This feels like it's moving faster this time. Yep.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I'm gonna go this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Surely that's not true.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay. Oh, okay. That was actually a...
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Okay.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Right. So why aren't I dead?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The hell? Wait. Office layout. Okay. Whoa, that is my office layout. Stanley's computer. No, yeah, okay. Nature paintings. Okay. I am confuzzled. I am very confused. Stanley's desk. The office. Yellow, blue, and cream. Okay, oh. Hang on. So there's 3 versions of the office. 1, 2, and 3. Yellow, blue, and cream. Okay. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke. Okay. Credits. Kevin Brighting is the narrator. What are these? Oh, the computers. Okay. Maintenance room. Okay. Oh, that's the photocopier. On December 20th, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of Stanley Parable Game Boards. These are screenshots and videos of the main announcement from the games. Okay. Oh. I feel like I'm seeing some stuff I'm not supposed to see yet. I've got a feeling I'm seeing too much right now. How do I get out of here? I want to get back. Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing some stuff I'm not supposed to. How do I get out of here? I'd love to come back here and see all this at the end, but I feel like I'm seeing some stuff I'm not supposed to. Like, I feel like I'm spoiling some stuff for myself. How do I get out of here? Let's try going down. No.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Squish. Okay. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to. I want to go back there and look at that room. That's clearly the end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No. No, we did not.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay. Am I though? What is this way? Decisions. What do we do? I think we'll go. Do we follow the narrator? Sure.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay. Oh, what? Ah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So many choices. I want to... Alright, we're going to turn the machine on this time, I think. Let me just go in here. Again. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chooses. Okay, maybe I should have been reading all of these so far. Is it 2845?
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistic, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Doesn't feel as fast this time. That's weird. That one just said loading. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, we do this time. Okay. We're gonna push the big button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
He does have the strength. But he's gonna turn it back on.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wow. Okay, so what's on those blank screens? The ones without numbers. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. We want to go up.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Apparently.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I'm gonna turn it back on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
did.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye, employee
Take a
427.
look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
What? Oh my god, okay. Oh, the end is never the end is never the end is never the end. Gotcha. Stanley got blown up. Right.